Yeah, good morning, student. As we have learned in the previous classes, physiographic divisions of India and Brazil. Now, in this class, we will learn about climatic conditions of Brazil and India. So, I will read it and explain it together. You have to listen it carefully so that your questions, your queries, I can solve after it. Yeah, here we go. Because of the vast latitudinal extent of Brazil, it experiences wide range of climatic variations in climate. It means due to the extended length and breadth of the Brazil, it has variations in climate and temperature. Like it is near to the equator, right? Here we can see it is near to the equator, the northern part of Brazil. Here, this line we call equator. See here, it is 0 degrees Celsius. So, this line we call equator. Near to the equator, it has hot climate, as we know. And Tropic of Capricorn, that is existing here in the southern side of Brazil, it receives very less sunlight as compared to the equator. So this region is called moderate type of climate. Okay. So for example, near equator it is hot, while temperate type of climate is found near the Tropic of Capricorn. Brazil gets rainfall from the southeast trade winds and the northeast trade winds. Parts of the Brazilian highland extend to the northern coast. The escarpment act as an obstruction to the winds coming from the sea and cause orographic type of rainfall in the coastal region. Orographic type of rainfall means this side they receive western northeastern and southeastern winds. So that is why uh, the that is why Brazil receives the southeast trade winds and the northeast trade winds. Parts of the Brazilian highland extend up to the north coast. The escarpment act an obstruction to the winds coming from the sea and cause orographic type of rainfall in the coastal region. What does it mean? That after the great escarpment, here here we have a different kind of landforms. This is the coastal landform. As we remember that in the previous class I have mentioned which region is contained which kind of plateau and which kind of land. So just remember that thing. After the great escarpment we find orographic rainfall here, but due to the highland, one part has rain shadow region and the other part has drought quadrilateral region. Because of the highland stops the cloud, it falls rain at one side, only other side is quadrilateral in shape. So that is why we call it as drought quadrilateral. Okay. Now drought quadrilateral. The region is in rain shadow region. This region is called drought quadrilateral region. Consider the temperatures in Brazil. The northern part of the Brazil is hot while the temperature in the southern part are comparatively lower. Seasonal variations are found in this pattern near the equator. Why seasonal variation near the equator? Because in the tropic of in the equator zone, in the because of the north part equator passes from the place, it receives bulk of sun rays and temperature is always high. Due to this, it doesn't have much variation in temperature in the coastal region also. Okay. Brazilian coast temperature does not vary. Vary, what is the meaning of changes? Very much in the coastal region near the equator in Brazil. There keeps same. There is no variations in the temperature in the equator side. Differences in temperature are negligible. It is not possible to be different temperature at the equator. The winds move in the vertical direction. It means the winds move in the vertical direction, and it create, here is the equator. The winds move in the vertical direction, and it creates, wait, I can explain. It creates, hmm, this is the equator. The winds move in the vertical direction, and it creates low pressure area there. It is known as coldrum also, and this area is low pressure around the equator, where the trade winds convert, and it will try to figure out that it is the conversion zone. First, I will make you understand how convergence zone develop, because how the low level low area, how the low pressure area it receives, finally it form the cloud, and the winds which travel from the high pressure to low pressure, the winds which travel from high pressure to low pressure and the equator heat up more than other region. This equator's temperature not varied, because it is whole year the same condition falls here. That is why we call it variant, not variant than the other. Okay, now we'll go further. Similarly, yeah, most of the part in the country lies in the tropical zone. The equator passes through the northern part of the country. The temperature is more in this region. The average temperature in the Amazon valley is 25 degree to 28 degrees Celsius. The climate is cooler in the highland. Because of the proximity to the sea, the coast experiences mild and humid climate. Why it is coast experiences low climate and humid climate? Because whatever sun gives to the sea water, it makes the cooler breeze due to the water waves, and it experiences humid climate there. The Amazon Valley receives around 2000 mm of of rainfall, while the northeastern coast receives much rainfall there. Okay, now here we go through the India India's climate is monsoon type of climate. The sun rays are perpendicular up to the Tropic of Cancer, while passes through the middle of the country. Tropic of Cancer is passes through the middle of the country. From here, it passes through the middle of the country. Here it passes, and middle of the country. And as a result, the average temperature are high throughout the year. Also, the temperature increases towards the south. Temperature increases towards the south from north to south. It means, as like you have mentioned in your answer, that only south. This is not a way. Towards the south, it means it is coming from the north towards the south. The winter temperature drops to the 40 degrees Celsius in Jammu and Kashmir and parts of the mountainous region of Himalaya. Okay. The climate of India is hot throughout the year. The Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the India, and India is considered to be the tropical region. India faces natural disaster like erratic rainfall, drought, cyclone, floods, etc. Frequently, there are four seasons as per the Indian Meteorological Department. First is the hot weather season. Second is the season of rainfall that we call monsoon also. The season of retreating monsoon, the cold weather monsoon.